What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tallahassee, Florida, the state's capital. On today's video, we're gonna see if Tallahassee, Florida is safe at night. Now, earlier on today, well, you can hear gunshots in the distance. Yep, gunshots in the distance. Okay, so you guys have been asking me if Tallahassee is a safe place you should move to. It's a college town, it's a party city, and there's a lot of environment here at night. So we're gonna see what it's like out here at night. It's almost midnight, it's late at night. I walked around earlier and I was doing a live stream and I just did not feel comfortable at all. I had at least 3 people kind of follow me around a little bit. You see there's a lot of people just sleeping everywhere. This is a college town. People come here to party from Alabama, all those places. A lot of them can't afford to stay in Panama City Beach because the hotels there are about $200 a night more. So they'll end up, you can hear gunshots coming from that direction. Oh, they're fireworks, okay. They're not gunshots, they are fireworks, confirmed. But you can see behind this train station, there's people sleeping back there. So it is late at night. Well, it's a place where people come to party, man. And then you got a lot of students and a lot of people that are just kind of vagrant. So it's been kind of not sketchy, I want to be honest. We did a live stream earlier. And while we were doing the live stream, 3 people followed me around. One asking for money, 2 just followed me. So I definitely did not feel very comfortable. It is definitely not Fort Myers or Naples where you can walk around at night and feel okay. It's definitely a different environment out here. About 11:30, 10:30, there's a lot of young people walking around. You can still see groups of people walking around, but there's a lot less people out now than earlier. It is a Friday night. And I'm gonna just say, if you're out with a group of friends, you're probably good. But if you are out by yourself, people will follow you around, which is a good indication you're about to get mugged, or they're sizing you up. So, anyways, I'm just gonna say, at night, now I've been out here in the daytime and it's normal, but at night, Tallahassee is a whole different beast. It doesn't really feel safer than a lot of places I've been to. And as soon as I hit the live stream, everybody was like, it's not safe to do this. And then there was a lot of people who were asking me where I was at, so that always makes me more comfortable. So yeah, of course that doesn't happen when I do like a Fort Myers or a Naples. Or yeah, I think Tallahassee's a little bit wilder. Kind of has a little bit of Atlanta to it, you know what I mean? You know, you see people screaming and stuff. It's definitely wild out here at night. Definitely environment. Definitely environment. So no, it's definitely nothing near a Naples or a Fort Myers on safety end. It definitely feels a little bit crazier. I really like the vibes of Fort Myers. Fort Myers is a place where you can just go around, even in the hood, and just do your thing. But out here, you got a lot of young people. They get on all types of stuff. And then you got Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, and they come to the Florida Panhandle to party. So that definitely kind of brings a different environment, you know. Kind of like Panama City Beach is kind of like that too. Panama City Beach. Panama City Beach brings a lot of environment. Panama City Beach definitely brings it. Lots of environment, Panama City Beach. Not bad, way.
Vlogging? Oh!
So it's a little bit wilder. Yeah, I don't like the environment out here. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of like a Panama City Beach without the beach. I don't like the environment one bit. I'll be honest. It's very. I don't like the environment. It's kind of chaotic. And there are a lot of people, young people on about, but it's very wild. It really is. Not me. I think that doesn't like always mean anything. You got places like let's say I don't know, like Birmingham or Montgomery, where really like real stuff happens. Like places like that where actual stuff goes down, and it's very quiet. You know, so sometimes the city can look kind of wild like this, like really wild, lots of activity. But it really doesn't entitle nothing at all at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You can have a place like where I have a lot of activity.
Hi, internet.
So you have a place that's kind of wild, but at the end of the day, nothing really happens. It's just young people having a good time, you know? But at the same time, there are places too where, let's keep it moving. You got places like, I mean, a lot of places that like, they look really calm, but they're really, really dangerous. So, like a few places in Texas too, that are kind of like that, where like if you're there, like nothing's really going on, nothing's immediately going on. It looks calm and quiet, but something actually like really happening. So, take that with a grain of salt. It is Friday night in a college town, so people are definitely gonna be acting a fool out here, and that's youth, you know. That is definitely youth. These guys, they were riding earlier. I recognized him by the helmet. And yeah, I did do a live stream earlier, but both live streams went to crap. Both of the live streams failed on me. So we're back to, I'm just gonna upload a regular video, which I think will get more views in the long run than a uploaded video. But yeah, it is definitely lots of activity here in Tallahassee at night. But like I said, it's a little confusing how like a lot of times we think like places like this that have a lot of motion can be the worst, but in reality, some of the places that are really quiet are actually the worst, because in those places people are afraid to be out and about, and just let that sink in. Like if you've ever been in Birmingham, Montgomery at night, or Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you know. But like places like Miami too, like Miami is all types of wild stuff the whole night, but nothing bad ever happens, you know. But I would say overall, probably like Fort Myers and Naples are definitely safer, either way. But a lot of times people think that a place is bad just because there's people out and about. I just think, oh, that's bad, but no, that's not bad. It's actually good. It means people aren't afraid to be out and about. But yeah, it was weird because during the live stream, I had I'm pretty calm on this walk. It's been pretty nice as well. During the live stream, I had one dude that came up to me during the live stream. He saw me from far away, and he came up, kind of inquisitive, whatever. I just talked to him in Portuguese because I don't have anything on me either way, so as far as money. Then, two other dudes, when I left after the live stream ended, followed me. You can tell they were just not really up to anything, but they were following me. I guess if you're staying in Tallahassee, you might want to get a hotel that's right on the strip, like this Marriott here is right on the strip. I think my hotel is kind of a few blocks back down that way. I don't know if it's that one or the one behind it, but either way, it's on that way. And I think that's kind of a bad scenario because you have to walk, a few blocks that are kind of not well lit. And there's a lot of homeless people sleeping and stuff, so. All right, we got the cops. They're coming this way or they're going somewhere else? So yeah, there's definitely no lack of activity out here. There's definitely no shortage of entertainment out here. Okay, that's a lot louder when you're a pedestrian than it is when you're driving. Let's run real quick. There's a Green Wise Publix here. I don't know what difference that makes. Doesn't or Publix already carry Green Wise crap even without? Not sure. But would I say that Tallahassee is safe at night? I would say no. Because it's definitely. But then again, this is the way college towns are at night. Like this is exactly the way, let's say, Madison, Wisconsin is. Like Madison, Wisconsin is very much like this. Madison, Wisconsin is very much like this, and it's a safe city. Like if you look up Madison, Wisconsin statistically, it's a very safe city. But the night that I was doing a live stream there, it was kind of very similar to this, where a lot of people approached you and a lot of people kind of made like weird gestures. And I think it's like a lot of people that are out here, what they don't understand, it's like I go to places like Detroit, St. Louis, Atlanta. We've been to all the worst hoods, Philly. So they might be drunk or something, and they'll make a gesture, and they really won't think anything of it, you know. Like during the live stream, a car pulled up and he stopped right by the road, and in my mind, I'm thinking all these Detroit things, you know what I mean? And la cucaracha ya no quiere caminar. So, yo, Escalade, nice Escalade, snowflakes. So in my mind, I'm thinking all these like, you know, Detroit things are about to take place. Because it was weird. They saw me, they stopped, and they were laughing and pointing, and you know, that makes me super freaking nervous because, like I said, I go to places where crap is. Whoa, is that a cockroach on me? Oh, but it is. Okay, so the cockroaches out here are serious. Oh, they're everywhere. There's thousands of them. Oh, snap. Hold on, dude. Look, they're everywhere. There's like thousands of cockroaches. Look, there's one right there. Okay. Oh, so they're like thousands of them, like literally caught up me. Okay, cool. Welcome to Florida. La cucaracha. Okay, so there's thousands of cockroaches on the streets. So I guess the bed bug game here must be strong too. Okay, Simply Mac. Alright. But anyways, like I think a lot of times like places like this where there's a lot of young kids and they're drinking and they're college kids and they're comfortable because they're in their little vibe. But then they're like, when you've been to all the places I've been to, sometimes some of the gestures that they make, like really just send the wrong messages. Check this out. Oh, he's got Plies on. See, what's weird is Plies is actually from Fort Myers rather than now. That's a very old Plies music. Plies is actually from Fort Myers. I live in Fort Myers. So, very interesting. Very interesting. Yep, and that's some old Plies, so that's nothing new. That is some old crap. That's like some 2000. That's like some 2007 Plies right there. Lots of cockroaches. Like literally, if you're in flip flops, they'll crawl up you. I mean, the cockroach game here is serious. Kind of like rats in New York City, I guess. Something like that. But yeah, you know, they made that new law in Florida about the sound systems. Obviously, it's not being enforced like anywhere. I think it's being enforced. If it is being enforced, it's in specific situations where the person doing it is being an idiot, practically. because I've seen it already in Fort Myers here and a few other places in Florida. I'm curious how that law is being applied in places like Panama City Beach, where like every second, or like Pensacola, where like every second of every moment there's somebody with a sound system blasting. But if you're looking for like a New York City of the South, but as you can tell, it's wild. I mean, it's just not for everybody. Definitely wild. Definitely wild. It's like a New York City of the South type of vibe, you know? Like it feels like a big city, but it's kind of not. So, well, at least on this walk, nobody's bothered me, really. And I did ignore the kid that was talking to me because I don't know. I don't like being a jerk, but sometimes I do. Oh, hold on. Well, it's like New York City, for example. Like, aren't there people out and about all hours of the night in New York City? You know what I mean? Like, in New York City, it's like that, where it's just people out and about the whole night. Like, New York City's safe, right? New York City's super safe. But there's people out and about like the whole night. Like, to somebody like me that's more used to like Miami's and Detroit's and places like that, it felt like New York City to me creeped me the crap out because it felt more dangerous than what it really was. Lots of graffiti on this thing right here. Lots of graffiti and stuff. There's still people out, even though it's late. There's still people out and about. Either way.
I was born into that shit.
So was I, and here I am.
If I did it with the other you said my parents.
But yeah, it's not like, it's just, there's a lot of young people. It really is. It's different than a lot of other cities, I think, here. This reminds me a lot of Madison, Wisconsin. And again, Madison, Wisconsin is a very safe city. But I just feel like that some of the places that I've gone to on this channel, I've kind of left a. I really wish I could live stream. Okay, something crash or what happened? Somebody crash? What happened? You can see a lot of Spanish music too. I don't know. I think it is a little too much for me though. I like Fort Myers. Like when I walk around Fort Myers, there'll be more people out and about, and I won't have anybody like talk to me at all. Like here. See, they walk to the other side of the sidewalk. So, and there's a group of them. So, I guess this guy might be drunk. So yeah, it's kind of like. They're a group and they went to the other side of the sidewalk immediately with these guys, so let's see what it's about. Oh, there's actually people in, what is this, a hotel and apartment? There's people in there. I think somebody wiped out or something, I don't know. But they went to the other side of the sidewalk because of it. Weird. Good 18-minute walk here. And you guys are always like, oh, Jose, you never walk. Dude, I walk all the time. What are you guys talking about? I'm walking at least 10 miles a week. Easy, easy, easy. And I do most of it at night because in Florida it's so hot and humid that even at night it sucks. Even, like, to be honest, even at night it sucks to walk in Florida. Even at night sucks. I gotta make it across real quick. Alright. So we're on this side now. Well, there it is, guys. You can kind of get a feel for the place. It is Friday at midnight, so pretty good time to give you a feel for the place. Definitely more things going on here than in a lot of other places. And it looks like, at least in Tallahassee, the whole new police ordinance about music in your car, it's definitely not a priority. As you can see, and it is midnight. But again, it's like, there's a place for everything, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like places like Panama City Beach here, people come to party. That's a very, you know, I'm really curious to who was behind that law. Like, what city was behind that law mostly? Like, who really initiated that law? Because it doesn't even seem like a Florida thing. It's like, dude, Florida is a cultural mecca. Like, people think about New York as a cultural mecca, but when you think about music, when you think about like, everybody from the deep south comes to Florida Panhandle, to the beaches, you know. Like, literally from like Texas, what else? Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky. All those people, when they go to the beach, they come to the Florida Panhandle. So the Florida Panhandle is like radiates its culture like all throughout Florida. And then you got places like a little bit further down. You got places like right now. Like, if you listen to music that everybody, like, if you're out on a Friday night in America, anywhere in America, I'm talking from like anywhere in America. Now, some cities like St. Louis, Detroit, they have their own regional music and culture, whatever. But if you go out anywhere in America on a Friday night, if you listen to what's bumping out of people's cars, you know, what are they listening to? What's coming out of people's cars? It's coming from Florida. It may be from Miami, Broward, Palm Beach, or a lot of the country bands also originate in Florida. Whether it's rap, country, or Spanish music, massive amount of all that originates in Florida. So Florida is like a cultural mecca, you could say, of music. A few months ago, I was in Panama City Beach, and every car that was driving by, now these are cars with license plates from Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. Once in a while, I just check, make sure nobody following me. Every single car is blasting Kodak Black. My bad, bro.
My bad, bro.
Yeah. He said the same exact thing. He's like, we don't want no problem. Everybody is blasting back then. Let's say when that time period, like 3 or 4 months ago, everybody was listening to Kodak Black. He's from Broward County, Florida. That was 3 months ago when I went to Panama City Beach, something like that, right? And these are cars from other states, so that's what they're listening to in all them other states. This car just drove by with the massive sound system that had the lights underneath it like 10 minutes ago, whatever. They were blasting Plies, old Plies, not even new stuff, old Plies. Plies is from Fort Myers where I live, you know? So it seems like Florida really, it's like a cultural mecca in a way, you know? A few cities are like that: Miami, Los Angeles, New York. But Florida is odd because for a while Texas was that, you know, like Texas music. Like, there's still people that still listen to Texas music all over the world, you know. Texas is like that. Florida's like that. I guess in the United States, you know, you could probably say Texas, New York, Los Angeles, Florida. You used to say Miami, but now you got Tampa, you got Orlando, Fort Myers, Broward, you know. So like, Florida as a whole, it's just this. Here from Tallahassee, you got TPain. That's an original artist. I mean, he has nothing to do with anybody else. He had his own sound. He's a very humble dude. He won't admit it, but he was TPain was really his own thing. He's a humble dude. Like, he really is a real humble dude. He won't admit it, but that whole, what do you call it, with the voices and all that, you know, with the machine voices and all that. No, I seen an interview where TPain said that they were doing that effect. Squatted. That's hilarious. Squatted. So TPain made a video interview, right, where he said, you know, that they were doing that, I can't remember what it's called, Auto-tune, that's what it's called, auto-tune. But they were doing auto-tune on guitars in the 70s and 80s. So he's a humble dude. Like, he could have been, oh yeah, you know, like there's a lot of artists that'll do that, like Soulja Boy. Oh man, I started this and I started that. But T-Pain's a humble dude. He goes, you know, this stuff was already like in use in the 70s. You know. I would love for a squatted truck to drive by right now. Because I'm looking for a... I can sit here all night waiting for a squatted truck to pass. I can put this on Squatted Trucks Facebook group. Look what I saw today. Anyways. Humble dude, man. He's from here from Tallahassee. Ocala. Is there anybody famous from Ocala? Huh. Can't remember. Yeah, Florida is a very influential state, and its culture has just kind of really been a strong part of American, you know, culture, vibes and stuff, you know. I gotta check my blood pressure when I get back to the hotel. My blood pressure's been really bad. I think walking is good, especially like this, nice and steady, slow walks, nothing rush. Jogging and stuff, if you got blood pressure, just makes it worse. So like a nice steady walk like this should in theory be very good for my blood pressure, but there's so much smoke in the air. And I think smoke is like, even if you drink some coffee, let's say, you might think, oh, just a cup of coffee. Bro, it will stay in your system for so long, affecting your blood pressure, it'll make you, you know. Nobody following us so far that I can kind of notice. But you know, so like just all this smoke in the air, even though I'm not the one intentionally doing it, it affects your blood pressure, it affects your psychology, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Like, I just realized, like, you know, you take a cup of coffee, like strong coffee, like Cuban coffee or something, like, you know, that stuff will be in your system for so long, you know, like affecting your blood pressure, your cholesterol. If you eat something bad, it'll affect your cholesterol for a while. Like, your metabolism isn't just like a quick thing. Your metabolism can be, I don't know, 12, 24, 48 hours delayed, depending on the person. I don't know how long stuff stays in your system. And it's not legal in Florida, but there's a lot of people that do it. One thing about Florida, it is not legal for personal use, but people do it a lot, especially cities, urban areas. Miami, Tallahassee, Ocala, anything urban, really. See a lot of it. But yeah, Florida, definitely an influential state that carries a lot, you know, it carries a long way. Florida's culture goes a long, long way. People from other states come here and they either soak it up. Everybody wants to live in Florida, you know. From, I guess it's college towns. I should do more college towns. I think my mistake for college towns is that I've been recording them as live streams because there's so much activity. It's, oh, it's a great live stream, but I think they're good uploaded videos too. And I said college towns are pretty much all the same. Like, we did college towns, we did videos in Madison, Wisconsin. I did one in Pennsylvania, a few in Texas. I think I did some in Texas. Oh, Auburn, Alabama. And you think about Auburn, Alabama, like, think about Auburn and Tallahassee, they're very rural areas. You know, like very country rural areas. But, and then you got these cities like Auburn, Tallahassee, they just stand out. And in Georgia, you got Athens. But Athens is very different than here, you know. Athens is very different. This feels like a Panama City beach or a Pensacola without the beaches. See, that's Kodak Black. He's from Broward County. That's what he's playing. But it's weird because, like, Florida as a whole has really just made a huge influence on music, culture, everything. And now you got a lot of the artists from Cuba, like in the last 2 or 3 years, a lot of the Cuban artists have came over here. I mean, a lot. Like, I don't think there's even, out of the people that were famous in Cuba right now, I think like 80 or 60% of them are in the United States right now. And probably 90% of the ones that were kind of, really doing well. They're all here. There's a few that haven't left Cuba, but now you have a large percentage of AfroCubans coming over here. Lots, and that's never really happened. AfroCubans hadn't really moved too much in the Florida, but there's a lot of AfroCubans now, and they got their own music, their own culture, and their own stuff going on. I'm gonna cross right here though. I'm supposed to do this, but I'm gonna kind of move kind of quickly through this intersection. This corner here seems kind of hot. Too much activity. But that's gonna bring a lot of new music, new styles and stuff that are gonna eventually kind of. And when you listen to Island Boys, they sound Afro-Cuban. You don't know that because you don't know that, but if you listen to some of the songs they're doing, like they talk about. There's a lot of Afro-Cuban influence in Island Boys. Not before the Island Boys song blew up, but like what they were doing before that. If you listen to some of their music before that, lots of Afro-Cuban influence. Lots of Afro-Cuban influence. Lots of Afro-Cuban influence. There's nothing on the main streets. It's pretty calm, but once you hit like the back streets, like here, like on my way, my hotel's way the crap over there. It definitely feels a little sketchy. Like once you get off of the main area and just kind of move back this way, then it definitely feels a little different. Once you hit like the back streets, it definitely has a different connotation to it. I don't even know what type of music that is. It sounds like Arabic or something, or Spanish. But what's gonna happen, and it's already started to happen, is that these Afro-Cuban sounds are gonna mix in with the American sound in places like this, Tallahassee, Tallahassee, Miami, Broward, Panama City Beach. Like already, some bro countries picking up some Spanish sounds. I've already heard a lot of that. A lot of bro countries picked up Spanish. Well, you guys have heard the music from Africa is coming now from Nigeria. A lot of that African music is really reggaeton, to be honest. It's really Caribbean. It's either, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Jamaican influence. It's really reggae. Dance hall, to be exact. Or a variation of dance hall like reggaeton or anything of that sort. But what you're going to start hearing, already Venezuelans came, right? So in Venezuela, a lot of people fled Venezuela. Venezuelan sound infused into Cuban, English even. Now they got artists like the guy that did the song The Shape of You. That guy's from like England, and he's singing, that's reggaeton. And now he just did a salsa song, okay? So now you're listening to salsa. Like every genre of Latin music, there's American and British artists that are starting to make actual songs, entire projects. Just boom, here's and that guy, I think his name's Ed Sheeran, or Ed Sheeran. I'm not sure how his name's pronounced, his last name. But he's the one that made the song Shape of You. Well, he also recently made a salsa song. So this is his second time, I think, having a song go hugely viral, hugely popular. That is of a Latin genre, even though he's British or Irish, he's European. you know. So there's definitely an infusion of music. I think with Afro-Cubans coming over here, I think eventually the Afro-Cuban artists are going to start to mix with the American artists, and you're going to have to start seeing kind of a Cuban influence on, let's say, rap, maybe country music. Because one thing that I've noticed, and I got a buddy of mine, he does promotion for like big artists. I mean, people you see on the radio and TV every day. And he is working with all the Cuban artists, but he's also working with a few big country artists. So, and he's based out of Naples, like me. He's actually real close to me. But you know, kind of took his path with his career. I took my path, but at the end of the day, career-oriented, whatever. But my point being that a lot of these people that work in promotion and stuff, they're dealing with all these same people, same venues, same recording studios, same. And I think there could be a huge. I think Afro-Cuban sounds are going to start to become more popular in American music. And it's just a matter of time before some of these genres that are big in Florida that are different. Like Florida's bro country, for example. Artists like Demon Jones, he's out of Georgia. But he's right down the road in Georgia. And Georgia's not that far from here. I think artists like Demon Jones or, you know, Florida Georgia line, stuff like that, they could eventually, definitely in the future, start to sound more Caribbean, I think. It's possible. Only time will tell. But it would be cool to see kind of like a kind of more of a mix between those two cultures that you have. You have like the country and you have the Caribbean. Country and rap have done a lot of fusion. Like, you know, Nelly had a big song. I think Tim McGraw and Nelly. A lot of artists. Well, I mean, Cult 4 basically switched over to country rap at this point. But anyways, my point being, it'll be interesting to see some type of like mix between country and Caribbean. You know, that'll be a very interesting mix to hear. You know, and Caribbean music isn't just reggaeton. Like, people have this concept that, oh, Caribbean music is just, you got salsa, you got Cuban music. Imagine like Eliades Ochoa, Cuban country singer, doing a song with like a Colt Ford, you know, something like that. Like, just a completely different genres. I mean, they're both country, you know, music, but there are two types of country music. You know, Latin country music mixing with, you know, merengue. You think about merengue music as an urban music, merengue, you know, Dominican merengue as an urban type of music. But in reality, merengue actually originates in the countryside. I used to call it merengue típico, which is kind of like country version music of Dominican people, you know. All right, guys, so we're back to the hotel. I would say it's fairly safe, but it's definitely active, very active. Safe, it's safe. It's not dangerous, it's not scary, but there's definitely stay alert to your environment. I think actually earlier in the night when there's more people was actually more dangerous, and I think than now when there's less people, believe it or not. Usually it's the other way around. All right, guys, checking out from Tallahassee, the capital of Florida.